On this lesson, we'll be talking about decomposers and what they do for the ecosystem. The objective is to talk about and define organic compounds, decomposition, and also elements. First, I just want to go over a little vocab word with you, and that is niche or niche. It's this word right here, and it means an organism's role or way of life. So today we're going to be talking about decomposers, which are organisms that have a niche of breaking down dead things, typically in the soil. So what is the niche of an earthworm? The answer would be B, decomposer. In decomposition, this is the name given to the process of how decomposers break down dead organisms into simpler organic compounds. Decomposers are anything from earthworms to bacteria to fungi. Basically, it is an organism that breaks down dead things in order to get its energy. So they're a type of heterotroph, and they do decomposition. I have kind of a cool video to show you of decomposition at work. So as you're watching these fruits and vegetables decompose, it's of bacteria and funguses and molds that are unlocking the elements and compounds from the tissues of these plants and putting them back into the soil that they're resting on. And you notice that some things decompose faster than others. And those nutrients get recycled, and then it's very nutritious soil for other organisms to begin to grow, like what you see here. So that's the way the ecosystem naturally kind of has like garbage men and recycling on its own. So that's decomposition. When decomposers break things down, they are breaking down the tissues of the dead organisms into elements and compounds. So an element is a pure chemical substance made of only one type of atom. All of the different elements that exist are listed in this table here. So you probably know hydrogen, you know helium, you know kryptonite, chlorine, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, all of those are elements that you know. When you put different elements together, you get a compound. So a compound is just a pure chemical substance made of two or more elements. Examples of compounds are water, carbon dioxide, glucose. All of those are made of different combinations of these elements here. One quick shortcut you can know in order to see if you are looking at an element or a compound. An element will only have one capital letter in it. So like for example this one here, capital B lowercase e, that's I believe beryllium, and that's going to have just one capital letter, so this is an element. H2O, even though it's not written up here, when you talk about water, H2O has a capital H and a capital O, so you know that has two elements in it at least, and that's going to be a compound. And here are some examples of different compounds. So all of these have at least two or more elements in them. So go ahead and look at this chart and question, see if you can come up with the correct answer. The only compound listed here is carbon monoxide, capital C, capital O. There are 5 elements that we will have to memorize, and the reason why we're going to memorize these 5 elements is because they're basically the nutrients or the main things that decomposers will break dead organisms into. And these 5 elements are phosphorus, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. And you can memorize the silly word PHON to remember the first letter of each of these words. So here's what some of these look like, and their symbol is up here. Carbon, anything with carbon is considered an organic compound. It's going to be really important for us to know what an organic compound is. Anything that has the element carbon in it. Hydrogen is a gas in its elemental form. Oxygen is also a gas when it's just by itself. Nitrogen is an element that's a liquid, but it quickly turns into a gas. It also freezes things. And you can go ahead and pause here to read more about the elements and how decomposers break them down. So you can pause and read. Based on that reading, make sure you can answer these questions. And then there is one other video that you can watch.
Hail to the trash collectors. If they didn't march our garbage away, we'd be buried in our own debris. Nature has its own trash collectors. But they do more than just take it away. These decomposers, as they're called, eat the world's waste. By digesting it, they recycle it, putting organic matter and nutrients back into the topsoil. Without them, topsoil would become barren, and little would grow. These recyclers, fungi, shown in time-lapse, eat the dead leaves and twigs of a forest floor. Fungi roots ooze digestive juices to break down dead plants. Fungi use some of the released minerals such as calcium and phosphates to grow. Plant roots can absorb the leftover minerals. The steam rising from this pile of hay and cow manure is evidence of decomposers too small to see. The feeding frenzy of billions of microorganisms releases heat, causing steam. They turn waste into humus, which farmers use to enrich their soil. The earthworm is perhaps the king of the decomposers. It slithers to the surface for leaves, and then pulls them underground to eat in safety. A worm also eats its way through the soil, filtering out bits of organic debris. It releases minerals as it digests its food, leaving some behind as nutritious castings. In a year, the earthworms in just 1 acre can create 200 tons of fertile topsoil, the weight of 30 elephants. The topsoil in your backyard or neighborhood park has probably passed through the guts of an earthworm many times. So the next time you see sprouts rise to the sky, or watch a flower bloom, give thanks to the decomposers down under. They nourish the soil and all that rises from it.